the thing I'm most interested in, Tom,
Yeah.
is the future. So tell us
Yes.
about the future of boards.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we touched on it then, but I mean, with the for sale board, with everything being prop tech driven these days, we've been looking at ways in which we can ensure that it has a future in that sort of domain as well. And recently, we've introduced a product onto the market called Smartboard, which is a QR code board which attaches to the post just underneath the for sale or to let board. Now, whilst you're going to say QR codes have been around for ages, off the back of the pandemic, obviously a lot of people became more accustomed to a QR code. And whilst we launched Smartboard maybe about 10 years ago, it didn't take off as much as we'd wanted it to, purely for that reason that nobody really knew how to use a QR code. You had to download an app to be able to scan a QR code. But with smartphones now, as you know, with your camera, it's regularly available. Everyone's accustomed to it. So we thought we'd launch it again. We've had great success with that. So with Smartboard, as an alternative to just a static QR code, by that I mean just a QR code that goes through to your website, the Smartboard are a batch of QR codes which can then be linked through to a different URL. And then when you want to change it, you can change it to another URL. So this means you can make them property specific. So with that, with the Smartboard, which is up against a property, they can scan the Smartboard and that will take them through to that property's details within your website. So it's good customer experience. And at the same time, it's lead generating as well. So you'll be prompted to fill in a form if you're interested in that property. Those details will be sent directly through to the agent and stored on a portal. And then there'll be various tick boxes along the way to request a valuation. So the lead generating side is very important to estate agents as well. This again is something which can give you the competitive edge over other agents within your area. I'm not sure if you've seen, we've struck quite a good deal with a partnership with On the Market, and they've rolled out to, they've made it available to all of their customers with great uptake so far. And that's been working really, really well for them as well. We're always looking, we have an R&D department, and we're always looking at ways in which we can, as I said, ensure the future of a for sale board. The next one that we're looking at the moment, which we're trialing, is a stage up from the Smartboard, which is geotagging, which is, as I said, something which is in trial, which is whereby a QR code could be added to a board, and instead of printing different QR codes, you can just have one QR code, which when you scan it, if your phone is enabled to locations, it'll come up with that property's details instantly, along with local properties available for that agent within your area as well. So that's something which we're trialing, right through to the actual print and quality of a board as well. So with the board, a lot of agents have always asked, can we have it illuminated? Can ways to achieve that around the clock exposure? And whilst that would be brilliant, and we have looked into it, you would need planning permission for every board. It would just be an absolute logistical nightmare. But what we have done, which is becoming more and more popular all the time, is reflective. So the way in which we do this is the board itself is flooded in a reflective vinyl prior to print, which means that when the boards are up at night, when a car headlight hits it, or a street lamp, it gives a reflective edge to the board. Now, it's not going to blind anyone that they're going to be causing crashes. It's a grade 2 reflective, which is exactly the same as a high-vis jacket or a roadside safety sign. And again, it's just another option for estate agents to gain the competitive edge within their local area, achieve that around the clock exposure of their brand, which is becoming more and more popular. And it's this time of year when we tend to see a lift in that, because the darker months are ahead. Agents are thinking about the future, so they look to invest in window displays. Maybe they'll change their office fascia signage to include LED illumination. But with the boards, this is the new one. This is what's popular at the moment, and it's being uptaken by all of the sort of big names. So we'll always be here to ensure that it has a future and listen to our customers, and with our R&D department ensure that the for sale board sort of lives on and is always going to be the most important marketing tool to an estate agent.
Tom, I think we should end on that note.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Lee.